This is the former girls' dormitory. Local women going to the schools would be housed here, and it played a big part in the early to mid 20th century for women being educated. It led the way for women like Beata Szydło, Katarzyna Kolut, and even Robert Biedron. What you see here are the ruins of a palace complex. It was said to be the most beautiful palace in all of Silesia at the time. This is all that's left. The grand entrance into nowhere. I believe it was built in 1831, I want to say. And the detail on it is amazing. There's some interesting facts about it also. This is an area, in fact, this is the palace that Tsar Nicholas II of Russia visited. This is the palace right here that Emperor Wilhelm II of Germany visited. So in a way, it was a palace of tsars and emperors. It's a palace of history. And it's a palace of art. So, this is the actual place I was talking about earlier in the video of the plans on how to start the Second World War. Essentially took place here. Germany, at the time, they were in this palace. They were meeting together. But for what reason? Well, they came up with a plan to initiate World War II. Not essentially World War II. For them, it was a plan to initiate an attack on Poland. The plan was to go to the radio station in Gliwice. Not far from here. Maybe 30 minutes. Use the radio station there. And they were going to fake an attack. That Poland attacked Germany. And therefore, Germany must retaliate. Over in the park of what's left of the palace complex, we have these Einmannbunkers. This is already the second one I came across from World War II. And here's the entrance. You can see through the little holes. And 3 windows on each little doorway. These are right next to the main entry of the palace. Okay, let's take a closer look here. Would you live here? Maybe you want the grand entrance for your future house. Here's the doorway. Something else. 2 emperors here. Many important people here. The most beautiful palace complex in Silesia. And what happened? It suffered from fires in 1945 and 1948. ended up going into ruins. So, finally, in the 1980s, under the communist government, it was, of course, dismantled. And, well, like I said, this is what's left. It's amazing how history comes and goes. In this palace complex in the park here, it's a unique mixture between the modern side of the world and the historical past. From the ruins of the palace to the World War II bunkers, and then over to the modern era of, intriguingly, including a kid's playground right in the middle of it, within walking distance of the actual ruins. So, that kind of sums up Poland, I would say. So these shelters here are actual, or bunkers, Einmann bunkers. They're from World War II, of course, and they were combat and observation shelters. So, apparently they cropped up all over during World War II and were mass produced. So we got the former concentration camp here in Sławiacice. You can see the guard post. Over here you got the main entrance. As I was saying about all the history in the area, and how much of it is in this little region just around Kędzierzyn. How do I say it again? Kędzierzyn Koźle. It's quite remarkable. It's almost impossible not to come by. Yeah, dark room. Little windows. Can't see anything from the inside. But these are solid concrete, of course. Look how thick they are. So anyway, the prisoners would be brought over to this camp in Sławiacice and be forced to work in terrible conditions, so not everybody survived. Well, it's the same outpost as the other one. Well, I'm gonna do what we always do. When we climb across a ladder in an old Nazi structure, I'm gonna go to the top. And this is where they would be standing, keeping an outlook. Look at that view. Job is to not let the prisoner escape. Here's the train track, transporting the next arrivals, who will then be dumped off, walked over to the entrance. So, that was the reality back then. The Germans at that time mass-produced everything. Made them exactly the same. Another guard outpost. What you just saw earlier was the It was the crematorium, where those who worked to their death would be cremated. So the camp actually opened in 1944. Didn't last very long, until the end of the war. But there were a few thousand victims. We've got an outpost at every corner. So there's an outpost over there by the crematorium, one here, another over by the railroad tracks, and I imagine one over here. I know there's the one by the main, so it's looking to me like they had one in every corner. They had the lookouts. You're a German soldier. You're told to go up there. Keep a lookout on the prisoners. What do? You don't do it, you'll be executed. So you do it. And that's how history is. It was certainly a well-protected concentration camp. I've seen maybe a dozen of those little Einmann bunkers. For combat and observation, of course. And this is a very heavily forested area. I can't imagine trying to clear those out. It's almost impossible to shoot inside. But they, from the inside, have pretty much free range to do what they want to you. Look at this. Look at it. Check this out. Walking by on the path. We got a bunker shell on the top of the bunker. Just completely blown off. If I can get back here. Look at that. It's covered in moss. Where did that come from? What do we have here? I was honestly not expecting this. Was rather expecting an abandoned hospital. Now, you tell me what this is, because I have no idea. This is an outrage. My battery on my camera died. This thing goes on forever. Well, trying to record on my phone now. And as you can see, it's not doing much justice. I'll scoot back. What in the world is going on here? A massive tunnel with doors that lead inside. Here, you can see this one goes straight through. It's being eaten alive by moss and other plants. And yet, I still have no idea what it is. Made it back. Got my flashlight. Here we are. Sorry, footage is still on my phone. Forgive me. Here's the first entrance. You can just see how long that tunnel is. Look how thick those walls are. Must be a dead body in there. Look at all the bugs. I have no idea you can see anything, but trying to keep my so difficult to do with a phone. Trying to keep my mouth shut from all the bugs. You can look, see how it's built. That's crazy. What is this? Oh, it's completely quiet in here. Oh my goodness. I have no idea if I'm getting any of it on video. It's very, almost impossible with my phone, but it just goes on all the way. There's nothing else. I'm gonna go check out one of the other. Sorry, I'm gonna go check out one of the other entrances and look at all the spiders. Okay, well, here we have Nordford Krank something Außensasse. The German structure. And während das Werk verlegen Flaggen ist der Außenrat in den Eingang gearbeitet. I'm gonna stop, translate this. I'm gonna let you know.